Okay, great. I'm going to be brief here. I'm going to read a passage here and keeping this map in mind, if you don't mind. Okay. The removal of Native Americans from their southeastern lands was not inevitable. Okay. Remember, this is a key word. It was not inevitable. At one point, Cherokee Nation's principal chief believed there was a real chance for indigenous people to retain at least part of their homelands east of the Mississippi River. In a recent presentation to the Trails of Tears Association, one of the professors there at the University of Georgia asked the question, if removal wasn't inevitable, then why did it happen? And why specifically did politicians and Georgia politicians target Cherokees so directly in 1830s? So if you have family in Georgia, 1830, all right, you tell me, all right? So they started with an overview around 1830. There were about 80,000, 100,000 indigenous people living in the United States. Remember, these are the territories. But hold on. The so-called 5 tribes, the Seminoles still retain a large part of Central Florida, and the Muskogee Creek remained in Alabama, all right? And the Cherokee homeland still covered North Georgia, Northeast Alabama, Western North Carolina, and Eastern Tennessee. For those that are looking into the genealogy right now, I'm going to give you that. All right, I'm going to give you that. 1830s. Politicians, speculators, planters, slave owners were especially interested in dispossessing the native people in this part of the country. Native Americans stretching from the Great Lakes to Florida. Extraordinarily diverse. Hunters, farmers, beggars, drunks, teetotalers. The Catholics were coming in. The Baptists were coming in. The Methodists. Some of them lived in traditional wattle and daub housing. Others lived in log cabins. Y'all always make it seem like it's poverty because these people were living in log cabins. But others lived like their white neighbors. Some dressed in deerskin. Some of them better dressed than their white neighbors. Who created the fashion first? Was it the indigenous people or was it the newcomers? A lot of these were called colonial houses. Colonial houses are plantation houses, and they're very common, especially in Georgia. Very, very beautiful homes. Not sure why colonization is always associated with blacks being on the loser, submissive side of that. I think you guys have the wrong critical race theories. I think you really need to update your learning. So the politicians argued that it was time to expel the Native Americans. All right. Some of y'all was like, nah, your people are still there today. Congratulations.